Welcome back to Dow Twang. I'm Dave, day 6 of the challenge. Today we're going to play a tune that I made up yesterday. It doesn't have any lyrics or anything. It's a backing track, just like we often do on here. I spent a little bit of time on it. It's not just a rhythm guitar or a loop of just guitar chords. It's got a little bit of an arrangement there, and hope that it's fun and just helps support everybody being able to use the skills that we've covered in the first 5 sessions, kind of consolidate those things before we move on to the next set of skills. And also all the things, obviously, all the skills you already possess, right? All the things that you're accustomed to, and all the knowledge and ideas and things that you have. And most importantly, your musical self. That's what you're bringing to this today, okay? Your own sensibilities, your own language, right? Somebody out there today is going to have a big guitar day, right? We should all celebrate this. It's not because of this video or Dow Twang or YouTube, it's just because it's going to happen today. This is the day that it happens, right? And from time to time, this sort of thing happens. There's some sort of cascade, some sort of awakening, right? All this stuff comes together. It's like, oh, I can feel it. I'm surfing that wave, and the board is just there's a little magic there. It happened, right? If that happens or has happened to you and or does happen in the near future, share that with us. Everybody needs to hear about that. Right? That shared experience, so that peak experience is what this is all about. That's why we're all here, right? That's why we all keep hanging around, right? Is because we want to have that experience. And if it's just an ordinary guitar day today, great, but it's part of the next watershed. It's part of your next plateau. It's part of the next cascade, right? So please, share your experiences with that. It really helps people that are starting out, and it kind of lets us all know that we're here in some way for the same purpose. First thing I'm going to ask you to do today is go back and listen to that intro. Okay, turn your head away from your device when you do it. Turn your tablet upside down. Just listen to it. And to really listen to it, you have to actually take the visual part away. So please try that. Then come back. We'll be about 4 minutes in here. And then we'll get going with the chords and the backing track, and we'll look at some stuff that we can do with this. If you're not using your sight, you don't possess sight, in this area of life, you're kind of already ahead of us a little bit, right? So don't want to always make that assumption that everyone's watching this material. Okay, give it a listen a time or two and come on back. All right, so our chords on this are E minor, A, C, D, E minor. We could go okay, or any other way that we can places that we can play those chords. So the first thing I showed you with the bar chords is how I did it in the backing track. Now let's just put this on and kind of get going with it a little bit here. It's kind of loud for me. There we go. that note works across all of them? All right. Okay. And turn this off for a second. Mention a couple things just to kind of prime you for this, and then I'm going to stay out of your way for a couple minutes. So, triads. We don't have to go week or day by day. Sorry. Trust me, I'm feeling this being every day, not a week in between. I'm not used to making a video every day. So, session 1, session 2, triads, the three main things that have happened so far in the series are triads, arpeggios, and some pentatonic stuff, okay? So let's just, go ahead and start having some fun. E minor pentatonic. That's the main thing that's going to be going on with this piece, all right? In the session that dealt with minor pentatonic, I think we used A as the examples. If you remember all that business. So you're going to need to take a minute, some of you, to transfer that over to E, right? Others have vast experience with this, all the 5 different shapes and everything. You're just kind of all over it, and great. So whatever you've got, it's going to work out using that scale. You can't go wrong over every chord. There's no conflicts, right? So here's one. There's not many diagrams today, right? That's a distraction from what we're doing today. You don't need them. Trust me. I am going to put one in the folder, and here's what it shows: is a what I call the columns, and what others have numbered, shape 1, shape 2, and so forth for pentatonic. When we're playing, usually we play more of a diagonal version of that, like, not just up and down in one and then up and down in the other and so forth, right? So here's one map of E minor pentatonic that goes from the open E all the way up to this one. And if you're not familiar with this is worth kind of probably stopping and just learning this. And then we'll go on to some of the other stuff. Kind of connects you right back up with that. Right? It's just a nice way to kind of book it, kind of see the whole thing as one continuous system from here to there. And of course, this is a repetition of this position. Okay. Now, I said I would give you some space, so let's just, use that E minor pentatonic for just a minute or two here, okay? The diagram's gone. There's no sense in just playing that over and over. Take little segments of it. Hang out on that E a lot, or just a couple of notes. Every note count today. This could be the change for a lot of you right now. Everything you play matters. It's not just running around looking at patterns. Nice, good work. So now, of course, that'll be in the folder for day 6, and that one diagram of the 12 fret span. Some of you that have been watching Dao Twang for a long time will recognize the artwork or the graphic on that. That's like back when I first started. I had this little sketch pad thing that comes on an iPad or something. I literally like was sitting there, like putting dots on this screen or whatever. It was kind of cool to get it out and look at it today. I was like, oh yeah, man, that was the old days there. Yeah. Same information. I don't care how fancy your graphics program is. It's the same dang notes, right? So, arpeggios, right? Let's look at this E minor arpeggio for a second. Okay, we just start on E. We play a flat third and then a perfect fifth. If I want to put a seventh into a minor triad, in most cases in popular styles, you would do that by using a flat seventh. Or a minor 7. Remember, this is referring to the distance from the root to the note that we're signifying. It's called an interval. Minor third. Perfect fifth. Minor 7th, flat 7. Okay. Earlier, I played that in a repetitive fashion. Just now, I just combined it with a little bit of that minor pentatonic. Okay, one more thing. I'm going to leave this on, and I'm going to get you to your practice. If you want to accent the other chords, brighten them up with more chord tones, you can play arpeggios of those as well, or triads for them. doing the same thing I'm asking you all to do. I can just play stuff and kind of mindlessly do it myself because I'm used to it, and I can just say, oh, this is what this video is about, and I don't really have, or I can like access the part of myself where music lives, okay? And I can make every one of those notes matter. And it's emotional. It doesn't matter how many notes I'm playing. If I'm playing for real, it goes into that space. You can feel it. Your body starts to change. You can just feel it. It's difficult to explain a process and a method for reaching that state. Okay. It's much easier to label things as good and bad and better and bigger and pro and all. Just try to shut all that stuff out. Honestly, you'll know it. Get it going. Let it happen. Let me know how this goes. See you back here soon.